Hi, it's Kathy Vick. I'm coming to you on a Saturday, the 10th, and I really feel like a lot of us are sort of almost completely to that place where we've taken a really deep breath in. And it feels really good to hold it. And I feel like a lot of us will be holding it today, and tonight, for a lot of people. And we're going to be exhaling very slowly. I'm curious as to why I didn't focus as much. I don't know. It wasn't attention. It just felt different with Hurricane Harvey. This one's different. And so it has my attention. Harvey did too. This one's different. And I'm observing my reactions to it in a very healthy way. So that's nice. Um, I'm coming to you because I really am complete in a process that I talked about and complained about and hollered about for a long time. And yeah, I've been saying, hey, I'm complete for a while. Well, I'm going to be attaching an audio that I did after this completion. And those who are ready for an activation, oh, well, there it is. And those who are not ready for it, they won't be able to access it. Isn't that weird? Yeah. Because I've learned that with some of this, there comes a discharge. I was emotionally ready, intellectually ready, karmically ready, even akashically ready, but I wasn't. It was even it was even like electrically ready and magnetically ready, but I wasn't, I guess, energetically ready. It all came together, and it's a very beautiful story, which I will very quickly relate. After having had just a crescendo of soul fatigue, which I don't normally have, which got so bad by the morning time that it was just it was undoable. So I got everybody settled down, and I said, "Hey, I think I gotta go to my temples. Is that okay with you?" Sure, Mom. So I did, and many wonderful things happened while I was up there. I'm able to suspend time when I'm up there. I'm able to suspend much when I'm up there. I was counseled, I was consoled, I was celebrated, I was instructed, I was met. And no miracles happened. No, well, one did. Everybody I encountered was acting like they were in love with me. It was weird. It was just weird. Straight up weird. I mean, I liked it, but it was weird. And then I went into a place with a mirror about 2/3 the way done, and I looked in the mirror, and I didn't look the same as I usually do. I was drop dead gorgeous. I mean, I looked at the mirror and thought, wow, who is she? Honestly. Oh, that's me. I had golden skin. I had these like bones. It was just I was just like, what? What an amazing creature you are. Where did you come from? May I buy you lunch? It was like that. When I got home, I'll mention it. When I got home, I told my son about that experience, and and I said, I just feel so beautiful. And he said, well, you really, yeah, yeah, I can see it. And so, from this little teeny tiny person who was very insecure, peeked out and said, was I always like that? And Sam said, no, no. It would appear as if everything just, I don't know, kind of came together, Mom. And it's been like that. It's just like I got done with my temples and I was driving down and I knew I needed to stop. I kept getting, hey, you should stop on the side of the road, you should stop. Oh, go away, I have things to do, go away. And then suddenly there was this long one and I was driving past it. It was like, no, now. I got in there, raised a little bit of gravel, completely safe. And there I was parked. On one side, on the passenger side, loud traffic. On the other side, a beautiful long stand of trees, of aspen trees, and a stream of water that I could hear from the car. So I got out my phone and I needed to talk to my friend who had been midwifing me through this process. She was able to stand with some really twisty stuff, and it really helped a lot. More than anything else does, it's just to have a witness. You just have to have a witness for some of it. And I wanted to give her the gift. I told her, I know why you're the witness. You get the gifty. So then, it's time for the gift. I can feel it. And I get on the Facebook and say, hey, I need some FaceTime. Eyeball would be really good, I'm telling you. Be sweet. You think you could manage that? She came back and said, self-care is really important to me right now. I'm very moved, and so I'm going to go do blah, blah, blah. And I didn't respond like, oh my God, the sky is falling, no one loves me. No, it was more like, oh, I get to do this on my own. All right. Like that. So I was going to videotape it, but I thought, well, I don't want to have to put it on YouTube in order to access it. This is the cracking the bone and sucking the marrow out time. I don't know if that's wise. So there's a little app that my son had put on there and said, Mom, this is the best recorder. It's the best one out there. Use this one. So I did with Melissa to do the Masters Among Us. So I opened the app and I pushed record. What came out was something that I had not encountered before. It was as if the SC, or the oversoul, or the larger energetic being or portion was speaking. Not with an accent, but I wasn't the one speaking. And I did precisely 20 minutes of reviewing my history in a way that was actually final and complete and well overdue. Everything laid out. Beautiful. And then I kept talking, but then it dawned on me I should probably look. Sure enough, the tape had stopped. So a portion which was explaining the energetic bodies and what this person was called to do, all that started when the tape ended. The SC thing explained a few things and did a few things and moved a few things. And then I got this notion, I need to just record for everyone. I need to record because this is important. This is like the special graduation energy. This is something I need to capture. So I hit record again and I started talking. And everything is masked enough as it needs to be. I mean, no one is mentioned, and it's really about what happened to me in that cab, but also in my life, and then energetically with them. Because not only did I release things, but I set things. And those things have come to pass. I cannot question them. It would be foolish and it would be just dumb. Come on. It's so obvious. Things that I said in the first tape past have come to pass. They had happened on the way home. And since that time, other things have happened that have been outrageous and perfect and they're incrementally placed in order to create a reality, which I set in that cab. So now I'm kind of watching, just kind of watching, because I got a few things figured out, both as an energetic creature, but also as a creator entity. So I've had peace, a lot more peace. And I had a vision this morning and I didn't really understand it, so I'll unpack it for you. Because this is merely a setup. It's to let you know how I came to this audio and then what's been happening since, and then you get to listen to the audio. It's kind of like a Masters Among Us thing. But today the vision was I was walking down a city sidewalk, and there was one of those gray poles, you see. And I was moved to slap a couple of googly eyes on it. Now that was really funny and amusing, and I walked on. Well, this is something that my son has been saying is that one thing that he'd like to do is just to spread joy and just be goofy. And I like that, 11-11. But then this morning I saw it and thought, wow, that's interesting. Wonder why I'm doing googly faces. And then I realized, okay, this has all been about that sandstorm thing. Because really I was fixing my vehicle. I was working on my Merkaba. And now that was the first information I got this morning. The sandstorm is over, and yes, everything is touched, but now you understand that everything is touched. Now I'm understanding finally what that was all about, because everything I saw was like divine. It was just like the structures were new and they were better than anything I could have possibly imagined. It wasn't possible to imagine that good. And there's no way anything that good could be in my reality. Well, this is the neat part. In my vision of the sandstorms, I realized, imagine the most loved I've ever felt in my life, the most in love I've ever felt in my life. Ooh, imagine those moments. Ooh. Couldn't have felt it if it weren't in me already. See how that works? I was having a receptor tickled. It's an active receptor. So all this beauty and divinity, yeah. And now I realize, now it's not just receiving. It's a big, 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 big part of it. It's also understanding that I'm generating it. And that's what I was trying to get across when I had that meditation, but it's tucked away in there, but it's not amplified. So that's kind of how I've been feeling, is this, it's really just a beautiful reveal of what I am. And I've always known that I am. And I've felt that everybody's had an issue with. But it was so amazing. I'm just putting googly eyes on things anymore because I'm not having to figure them out anymore. I'm not walking past a gray pole, which is not like anything else around, so it's very obviously something that's got power in it and something that I'm curious about. I don't go to my special tools and pick the correct one and crack that thing open and look around and make sure no one is going to get me, and then get in there and try and figure out how the thing works, and oh, it's broken. Oh, wait, I know how to fix that. Bing! Now, what was I fixing? Let me look up. Oh, a light. I'm just putting googly eyes on stuff now. I'm no longer the mechanic taking shelter from a sandstorm that would whip and kill me anyway. So I'm working on something instead. No, I could take off the mechanic clothes, and now it's something else. And it's been a slow process, so I haven't really come to you with a whole lot. A little bit. Some of it kind of cantankerous. Oh well, I don't care. But, I can see how as my need for playing with these dualities, playing with this white and, because that's what I saw. This literally in the end, it wasn't just a humanity or a person or anything latched on and suckling for all they were worth. Well, there was this, balancing energy of that was, just as charged and just as difficult. It wasn't personified anymore. When I had the episode in my car with that entity and with all that energy, I saw it literally as duality itself, the engine itself, and that this engine created the karmic relationships and the ties and the situations that were required for understanding because of this engine. That makes sense. So is it over? That's the question. So, okay, I see the engine, I see the need and the purpose for it. It's beautiful. Is it over? Yeah, it's over. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just review just for fun. My natal chart. Sun and Mercury, which is retrograde. Those two are conjunct with Ketu. Directly opposite in the first house. Directly opposite in the 7th house. My North Node, the Ascendant, Rahu, at the same degree as Pluto retrograde in the 7th house. Have fun, Kath. Talk about duality. Talk about light and dark. Talk about heaven and hell. Talk about higher consciousness and lower consciousness. Oh my gosh. Talk about freedom and imprisonment. Talk about reality and illusion. Oh my. Pretty. When does it end? Well, when I get done picking up all the gifts, basically that's all that's left. It's beautiful. But it really is it's not innervated. It's there, it's pretty, and there are gifts from it. I get to wear the gifts. I get to wear that mantle. That's a mantle I share with my brother. But it ain't me no mo. On the way down from my temples, clear, relieved of a burden that I carried a lifetime that was light, that was energetic, that I chose to not understand because I couldn't. It was too big. In full agreement with my signature, knowing I am the 6th ray koan, obviously, and that the gold, well, that's my heart, that's my reality, I express through the purple of the 6th ray koan. I understand that whole walk, but that's not my entire walk. It's something that can be, that people can identify me, but it's just something that I was given. It's something that I was given, and it keeps making more sense because I can't seem to get away from it. But I also carry the Antares energy. I carry the energy of the 4. I carry a lot of different energies, and I'm okay with all of it. And before, the only thought I had was, well, then explain why you're so disorganized. Explain why you have a little mess in the kitchen. Explain your neglectful behavior. Explain your insecurities. Explain you're wanting someone who doesn't want you. Explain. Okay. I'm done. Kind of figure it out. Enough for me. Maybe not enough for you, but enough for me. Part of it had to do with, being released while I was sitting in that cab. There was so much light. There's a lot going on. When things are finally learned, they're absorbed. They're understood, and then they're brought into the spinal column, way, way in. So there's no separation. It is you and you are it. And then from there, do you have to carry it? No. You release it. You don't need it no mo. So, is it in my spine? Yeah, it's part of it. And whether that's good or bad, well, I guess the doctor will tell me that. We'll see. I have a lot of pain right now. But I think that's the end of a cycle too. So there is stuff on that audio about the hurricane, and I see it in terms that are I just see what I see, and whether that takes a turn or not, I don't know. I find that when I speak words, then the energy changes things, and I just spoke words, and then now it's a little bit different, which is surprising to me. Yeah, does that mean that I think I change the energy? Yeah, it does. It does. Curiously, I find that how things are said, when they are said, and even why they are said, it's mind. You need to use your mind when you're talking, because it does change the outcomes, and it does change the energy on the outside. So, I'm waiting. I'm not quite at the still point between inhalation and exhalation, but I'm nearly there. I want to be there cooking. So I'm going to go put some things together and make some good yummies, and apply myself to cleaning and things like that, and activating, because I have not been activated. I have not been very physical. It hasn't been appropriate. I don't want to be. And a part of me still isn't, because I'm in Florida. But there's enough of me physical now that I can actually move around and do some things for myself, some self-care things, like my friend teaches me to do. So high a priority that someone else's distress or healing or miracle, well, that's great. Enjoy that. But I'm over here giving myself a bath, because I love myself so much, and my body wants bath right now. I'll check in later. I like it. Okay, so I'm going to do a thing. I'm not going to do this as a Masters Among Us, although I may. I'm not really sure, because I really want to call this my Ascension 4. I'm not really sure how to do this, because it was a big, 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 big deal. What happened to me in that cab was a huge deal. And I'm living proof. I am physically different. I look different prior. But it's not something that I can break. It's not something I'm even questioning or thinking about. It's not something that feels new. And it's only when I take a moment back, I look and see, oh, I'm doing something brand new. That's why I'm bringing this to you. That's why it's so important. So if I can find a way to package this, because I am a master among us. Come on. I'm not just sort of like, how do I do this? I don't sound like I'm saying, oh, yoo-hoo, see my horn? Watch as I do this. Toot. It's not like that. I just want you to be able to find the info. And having audio ears, or having the ability to drop in while someone is having one of, when they're going supernova. Oh, lucky you. Lucky you. So, whatever I name it. I hope you enjoy it, whatever I name it. I hope you are coming to your own conclusions about your identity and worth, your place, your responsibility, your desires, your game plan, your intentions. From there, all else flows. Selah.